Welcome to Shep Rambles, where I am Shep and I tend to ramble about what? Anything and everything. CBS is planning to bring back Captain Sisko. Could be in a way that they brought back Captain Picard for the Picard series. Now, reason why I wanted to do something in this article, Deep Space Nine is my favorite Star Trek series out of all of them. They had inspiration from Babylon 5. That's a whole nother thing that I don't want to get into. And Babylon 5 is my favorite sci-fi show of all time. It is the #1 sci-fi show that I absolutely love. It is just amazing. If you haven't watched Babylon 5, you really should. Babylon 5 is written to be like a novel with a beginning, a middle, and an end. But that's beside the point. So even if Deep Space Nine was influenced by Babylon 5 in the beginning, it kind of it built its own image as it went on, and it became its own thing. But anyhow, I wanted to go and talk about this. Captain Sisko is my favorite captain out of all of them. Come on, admit it. Sisko's a badass. Sisko's a badass. And I know some people may be saying, well, I'd love to see a matchup between Captain Kirk and Captain Sisko. You know, the thing is, there wouldn't be one. You know why? Because Sisko admires Kirk. That's why. And that's what I thought was great with the Tribble episode where they went back in time. And Sisko, he admired Kirk and he wanted to meet Kirk. Now, see, that's cool. So that, I mean, I don't know if they intended that to kind of shut off any talk about a Sisko versus Kirk, but that's what I kind of got out of it. I'm just like, Sisko admires Kirk. He admires everything that he did. But anyway, let's go ahead and let's get into this article here. Okay, so as Star Trek expands further and further on TV, more iconic characters from the franchise's past are returning. Patrick Stewart, as we mentioned, had reprised his role in Picard. There's also been some latest news that Kate Mulgrew is going to be reprising her role as Captain Janeway, or it could be Admiral Janeway, I don't know. But that's going to be in a new Nickelodeon series called Prodigy. I don't know if I should do a separate video on that or not, but and I like Captain Janeway. I thought I've been rewatching Voyager recently, and I like Captain Janeway. I mean, she was kind of no nonsense. She was a no nonsense character, and I thought Kate Mulgrew did a great job. But there's been a lot of Star Trek as of recently. You've got Star Trek Discovery. You've got the Picard series. You've got the Lower Decks. There's the Strange New Worlds that's coming out, which I'm really looking forward to. That was the thing that I loved the most about the second season of Star Trek Discovery was Captain Pike. They could not have found a better person to play that role. I thought he was awesome. I believed he was Pike. He really had a genuine, really likable personality. And I really got the feeling that he embodied what Starfleet was all about. And it took a little bit for Ethan Peck to kind of grow on me for being Spock. But by the time season 2 was over, I thought he was okay. I thought he was okay playing Spock. Not as good as Zachary Quinto in the Kelvin timeline. I love Zachary Quinto. I first saw him on Heroes. I haven't really watched any of his stuff, but I think he's a great actor. And when I found out that he was playing Spock, I'm like, really? And there are times on the movie set when Spock was getting angry, I expected Siler to come out and just like He was just going to cut Kirk's head open or something. I just expected him to lay loose. But with all this, with the characters being brought back, heck, Riker and Troy were brought in on Picard, and they also showed up on the lower decks as well. Deep Space Nine has not enjoyed that same revival as the other shows have. With the exception of Enterprise. They haven't really done anything, bringing anything back with Enterprise either, which is another Trek show that I've come to appreciate more. I liked it back then too. I'm rewatching the third season right now with the Xindi, and I'm liking it a lot more than I did originally. But they're saying that the reason is that DS9 is a slightly divisive topic in fandom, with not every viewer loving its different tone and feel, but there are certainly those who believe Sisko is the best captain of the bunch. If you don't think that, he definitely deserves a second chance that Picard and Janeway are getting to impress audiences. Honestly, if you weren't into DS9 before, you really, really got to give it a chance. Honestly, you got to give it a chance. Yeah, the first and second seasons are going to be a bit slow, but if you stick with it, I guarantee it's going to pay off. Because Sisko grows as a character. And I think you may see why people really enjoy him as a captain, and why there's a lot of people that like Deep Space Nine. But they're asking, well, what's the best way to bring him back? And they're saying, well, maybe he could have his own show. Maybe he'll show up on Picard, because Picard and Sisko have a history together. And you'll see what that history is in the very first episode of Deep Space Nine. So I don't want to really give away any spoilers or anything like that if you haven't seen it. And then there's another spoiler that I don't want to give out, and that's in regards to how Deep Space Nine ended, where Sisko went. And with that in mind, I kind of don't want them to do anything with Sisko, honestly. I thought Sisko had a great character arc, and I don't want them messing with it. You know what I mean? He had a great character arc from beginning to end. They don't need to mess with it. So, CBS, if you're watching this, and I know you're not, don't mess with Sisko, please. Don't do anything with Sisko. He's a great character. He had a great character arc. Leave him alone. Unless you want to bring him back in a past capacity, like maybe during the Dominion War or something, or if you want to bring back the character of Sisko early in his career, okay, do a little de-aging or something, I would be okay with that. But as far as Sisko post Deep Space Nine or Star Trek Nemesis or Picard era or whatever, please don't. Just don't. Sisko was brought up just briefly in Star Trek Online with the Deep Space Nine story that they did on there, which I thought was amazing. And I have a video series on this channel in regards to the Deep Space Nine story that was done on Star Trek Online. It really felt true to the Star Trek DS9 lore. So if you're a fan of DS9, hey, check out that series I got. I'll put a link in the description to that playlist. It's all on a playlist. But check that out. I think you'll love it. They brought back a lot of the original voices from DS9 into that storyline. And there is a brief appearance from Sisko, which I thought was very touching. Seemed very true to his character. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. I love Star Trek Online. I love the stories that they do on that. I feel that they are more true to Star Trek than what CBS is doing with all these other shows, but that's beside the point. Anyways, let me know what you think about this. Do you want to see Sisko brought back in a new series? Do you want it to be just left alone? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Hey, if you like this video, click that like button. Subscribe if you're new here. Ring that notification bell. It all helps out the video with that whole algorithm thing. And you get to be part of the killer community by subscribing, which is an awesome community. We'd love to have you be a part of it. And the notification bell. That way you get notified of future rambling content, sci-fi content, all kinds of content. I release it throughout the week. So you might want to know what is being uploaded and when it's being uploaded. Hey, you might have a favorite series here that you like, and you'd like to know when the next episode is brought up. So yeah, notification bell, that's a good thing. Plus all my social media links are down below. I do some live streaming. We got our official news over on Twitter, a bunch of other stuff. So go check all that out. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. And I will see you on another rambling episode real soon. Have a killer awesome day.